What up, Sky Squad? What up? What up? What up? So glad y'all stuck around in the good chatterization. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. We about to get things jumping off up in here. You know what I'm talking about? We about to get things started. Hey! What's up, y'all? Y'all know what's up. As we always say, Sky Squad, we are in the building. Yes, it's Friday, y'all. We got some news to cover, but first things first, I want to get past all the housekeeping. If you are jumping into the good chatterization, let me know where you are watching from. When you come into the room, let me know where you watching from, just so I can know where my people are at. Okay, it sounds like y'all can hear me. Sky Squad, what's up? Sky Squad, what's up? Let's light up this good chatterization. Let's go ahead and get some likes on this video, please. That would really help me out a lot. Make sure you guys also subscribe and hit that notification bell button so that you can keep it locked onto the channel and stay up to date on the latest news. Y'all know what's up. And while we're also talking about that, you guys can join the texting community as well. The number is down here below, 1-202-918-3386. This way I can send you guys a message when we're about to go live. And actually, I need to go ahead and do that right now. So bear with me as I send this, the good chatterization, and the good squad, a message to let them know that we are now live and in full effect, y'all. Give me one good second right here. I'm doing the work, y'all. I'm just trying to do the good work and get the word out, okay? Now, with all that being said, let me get back over here. Let me get back in the building. All right, so I see we got a lot of people in the chat right now. We're looking real good. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about Kandi Burruss is spilling some tea on Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 13, as well as the new OLG show. Then we're going to be talking about our girl NeNe Leakes. She is speaking out, well, in a real interesting way, and she's got some more interesting tweets for us, so we'll get into that. We're also going to be discussing Candiace Dillard. You know, she is basically coming back and she's having to apologize. So we're going to talk about that as well. And we've got a couple of new Kanye West updates for you guys. So without any further ado, I want to go ahead and let's get right into it. Side note, last night I had a great conversation with your girl, Ashley Ann. If you don't know who Ashley Ann is, please follow her on Instagram. I will put her Instagram link. Actually, you guys can see it right there. She's a marketing guru. We basically had a discussion about YouTube growth strategies and stuff like that. She wanted to chop it up, and so we did. I also announced the launch of my new ebook where I basically give you guys a guide for YouTube strategies and growth strategies. That is also in the link in the description down below. So shout out to Ashley Ann as well for that. Now, I want to go ahead and get into a discussion about our girl, Kandi Burruss. Let's get into it because she was spilling all the tea with our people over at Entertainment Tonight. And I'm basically just going to give you guys a rundown of what she had to say with regards to a couple of different really important items that we want to get to. Now, regarding filming, you know, filming has begun on the new season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, first thing is first, she commented on safety during filming. She said, let me say kudos to Bravo and kudos to Truly Original, which is the production company, she said, who produces our show. They have going above and beyond to make sure that everybody is safe. The cast and crew were all being tested weekly, as well as they only allow very few people within a scene. If any one of us go out of town or do anything, then we are quarantined. And I think the quarantine is for about 2 weeks or a week and a half. At the very latest, it's I think a week and a half at least. But I do want to make note that your girl Porsha had to be quarantined from filming because of her going to protest in Louisville and thus getting arrested during that protest. So Porsha was doing the work and she missed out on work, which could have potentially meant missing out on some type of pay, just depending on how the episodes go, right? But I'm sure they're going to want to cover what happened with Porsha while she was there. So they probably won't edit her out of any episodes. Now, with regards to Eva Marcel, as you guys can see here, here's a picture of Eva Marcel with Cynthia and Kenya and Kandi. Now, Kandi says this: I was talking to her about that yesterday, and this is about whether or not Eva would actually appear on the show this evening, even though she, quote, quit, okay? Kandi says, I was talking to her about that yesterday. I was saying people still want her to be amongst the group, even if she's decided not to be a regular part of the show. So obviously that's always up to her. As of now, she's like, no, but I hope she changes her mind, because at the end of the day, we do have a genuine relationship that wasn't for camera or anything. She invited us over to her house because she cooked, and then she invited Kenya and Cynthia. And the cool thing is, what people are not going to get to see is that her and Kenya are like really, really cool, super tight now, okay? Now, then she went on to talk about casting rumors, and we are really specifically getting at NeNe and whether or not NeNe is departing the series or not, okay? And then we're also talking about the recruitment of 2 new cast members, as we did speak about earlier. Kandi said this. She says, I don't know what NeNe's doing. I just started taping, so I'm not sure who's in and who's out. They don't let us know normally. Typically, the way it works is in the beginning of taping, we just see more of my own personal life and story, and eventually you start trickling into scenes with other people. Now, speaking of her life and her story, and a big part of that is OLG. Now, we talked about how they were going to be going into production on the OLG show pretty soon. And she says this about the spinoff. She says, I'm not allowed to tell you much. I think the cool thing is that there are many very extremely funny characters that will be part of OLG. They will be more entertaining than you can even imagine. How about that? Now, what I want to know from you guys is, are you excited about this new OLG show? I mean, we've talked a lot about Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we're definitely going to get into more of that when we talk about NeNe Leakes coming up next. But what I want to know from you guys is, are you excited? Just give me a good, in the chatterization, give me a good yes or no with regards to whether or not you're excited about the OLG show, whether you think it'll be a hit or not. Comment yes or no. Give me a yes or no in the good chatterization. I just want to see what we're looking at with regards to our people. I'm seeing some not readies, some I'm curious, some I'm not looking forward to OLG. No. Okay. Shalelle Friel says yes. Carla Neal says I give it a chance. Melissa Burnett says no. Charlene Anderson, no. Gail Reed, no. Nina Williams, realtor, says no. So it'll be interesting to see what the reception is. You know, like Briskly Bree says, it's going to be like the Black Vanderpump Rules. Now, I'm not mad at that if it's going to be something kind of like that, because I feel like, you know, we didn't have much of a dynamic, you know, African-American representation on Vanderpump Rules. So it would be interesting to see how the network does with going in that direction. So it'll be interesting to me to see how it plays out. Kevin says it's going to be boring. Carolyn Fish says yes. Mountain Kitty says, I couldn't tell what Mountain Kitty said. But let's go ahead and move on to your girl, NeNe Leakes, since we want to talk about some Real Housewives of Atlanta news. So I'm going to play you guys a little bit of a clip from NeNe's live that she did sort of allude to what's going on with her, and then her response to all of the headlines in the news recently. So let me pull that up for you guys really quickly, and we'll watch it together. Okay, let's go.
And I've had plenty of people ask me, am I okay? I actually got a text from, this is crazy. Today I got a text from somebody in the industry, a very big person. I don't know how they got my number, but they texted me and said they wanted to know if I was okay. And that they love me, and they love Greg. I will continue to sit here and not say anything at the moment. You already know I'm going to say if and when I need to, I will. But so Greg and I are fine. Greg is fine. I am fine. I had somebody else to ask me, "Are you okay? Are you really, really okay?" And I and so many people are asking me that, and I'm thinking that they're probably asking me that because I posted about people being strong on the outside. So, and I said something like, I said, check on your strong friends. So a lot of people were texting me like, are you okay? Okay, I want to make sure that you're really okay. And I want to say that I'm okay. I am okay. And I want to say thank you for everybody that's DMing me and calling me and emailing me, asking me, am I okay? And I think I take it as they're asking me, am I mentally okay? Because of me saying check on your strong friends, which is very true. You should check on your strong friends. But I am okay. I am okay. I'm okay. That's where I'll leave it right there. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I am. For those of you who know, I talk about it all the time. I love the whole work of an entrepreneur. Sorry, I gotta move this a little bit. And I love that. So I've just been focused on my entrepreneurial work, and starting different businesses is something that I love to do. So I've been just doing that. And so that works. There are a lot of reports out there, and I see all you guys' comments, and people are asking me things, and I'm not responding to these reports. So let the reports be out there. I'm not going to respond to them, not until I need to. So I'm going to leave them where they are. The only report I will even respond to is that a couple people or whoever has said something about age. The nicest thing I could say is everybody on our show is of age. Everybody is 40s and 50s. Okay, so except for maybe one person. Everybody is 40 and 50. And so I don't think age, I don't know where that age thing came in.
All right, so there we have it in these words. I mean, to be quite honest with you, she didn't really give us that much. It does seem like at some point in time in the future, she may be addressing the situation a little bit more directly. But I did highlight a comment that one of you guys made in that it feels like she's being careful with her words. I'm sure that there is time being taken to craft some sort of statement with regards to whether or not she's actually going to be coming back to the show. But what I do want to alert you guys to is this sort of a cryptic tweet that she put out sometime, I guess, after that live. She says, have you ever worked with a sociopath who used you for their personal gain to achieve what they want for themselves? You see there's something wrong. You know something is wrong, but you do nothing to stop it. Why? Do you lack empathy? Let me ask you guys a question in the chatterization right now. For those who are in the chat and for those of you who are watching, A, please like this video if you like it. But then also B, answer me in the chat. Who do you think NeNe is referring to in this situation? Let me know in the chat. Is she just talking about somebody in general, or is she talking about someone from the show or someone from the network? You know, it's funny to me. A lot of times when I feel like she's subtweeting, sometimes I'd be wondering if I'm like, is this Andy Cohen who you're talking to and you're not really saying his name? I see a lot of other people saying the same thing. T Breezy says Andy. Frederick Baxter says Andy. Aspire K says she could only be referring to Andy. Kira Keith says Kenya. Let's see. Lamar Roberts says Andy. Franchelle Jones says Andy. Carla Lil says, I love NeNe, but I think she's spiraling. Ooh. Someone else says Kenya and production. So it really is interesting to see what is transpiring, and it keeps. I feel like I'm going. I do feel like she's talking a little bit in circles to Misha, but I feel like we're going down this path with her, and I'm just. I personally, I'm on the edge of my seat, okay? And I want to know, NeNe Leakes, who are you talking to? You know what I mean? Like, that's really it. NeNe, who are you referring to? At this person, at the person. And who is the sociopath? Because for those of you who don't know the words of sociopath, let me just look it up for us, okay? Just so we can be real clear about what that means. And I meant to pull this together. Let me tell y'all something. I spent like 2 hours pulling this stuff together today and editing and all that other stuff like that. And I totally forgot to put this in there. But a sociopath is labeled as a person with a personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and a lack of conscience. Okay. So those with antisocial personality disorder tend to lie, break laws, act impulsively, and lack regard for their own safety or the safety of others. The symptoms may lessen with age. Now, for treatment, it says that you need talk therapy and support for affected family members. So it's just interesting to me who she is giving that harsh of a diagnosis to in such a cavalier way via a tweet. You understand what I'm saying? But you guys are letting me know in the comment section below. Someone says she's talking about herself. It'll be interesting to see how this whole situation plays out. I would probably wager to say that it will probably be a couple more weeks before we actually hear exactly what's going on with Miss NeNe Leakes in regards to her role on the show moving forward. But to sort of speak on, one sort of mental or personality disorder and then going into a mental health crisis, I want to sort of segue into Candiace Dillard Bassett, because she has had to, I don't want to say she had to eat crow, but she definitely had to come back and sort of make an amendment to her earlier statements about that good Kanye West. And we're going to take a look at that right now. And I think that we'll get into my reaction to it in just a bit.
So, a lot has been said regarding my public address concerning our brother Kanye West. And I'm back to update you guys on what I said I would do in the event that I was wrong about certain things. And in my previous post, it's everywhere. Did not expect that. I said that I gave the caveat after I emoted about my frustration, my disappointment, and my anger at what appeared to be a Black man crying out for help and being left out to dry. That's the way that I saw it. That's the way that it appeared to, but that's the way it looked. That's the way that it looked. And I ended my rant by giving the caveat, because I'm fair, it's possible that there could be activity happening in the wings. It's possible that the family of Kanye West is in the wings, working and toiling and struggling and dealing with his mental illness and his manic episode in a way that we, the public, don't know. I said that it's possible that could be the case. I also said that I don't think that it's true, but it could be possible. Lo and behold, there have been many reports. We have heard from the wife herself that she has been working to help to get Kanye the help that he needs. And honestly and true, that is all that I was asking for. My anger and my frustration was geared solely at what looked like abandonment. It looked to me like no one was protecting him. And the people that are supposed to protect him, his family, his wife, his in-laws, the people that he counts on and depends on, they were not there for him. That's what it looked like. And Kim has come out and made a statement and said that she has been working privately with Kanye and with physicians and people who are very smart and capable and able of helping him get the help that he needs to get him the help that he needs. And so I have to apologize for saying that it seemed like his family didn't care about him, because clearly if his wife and his family, Kanye's wife and family, have been working in the background to, as Kanye
said in his tweets, to get him committed or to get him help from medical doctors, from mental health professionals, then they've been doing their due diligence and they have been working to try to protect him. And listen, I know firsthand how difficult dealing with a family member who is struggling with mental health issues and a mental health deficit. I know how hard that can be on the family. I understand that. And I know that it takes a toll on everyone involved, not just the one sick family member. And I can't imagine how stressful it must be. My sole concern was for Kanye's mental health. We've seen many celebrities go through mental health breakdowns of all shapes, sizes, and forms. And sometimes it doesn't end well. And we've seen it end really devastatingly and really poorly for a lot of people who are in the public eye. And I did not want to see that happen to, someone who has contributed so much to our culture, to Black culture, and who is loved by so many. He's had his moments and he has said some pretty wild things, a lot of them about Black women that don't sit well with me, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he is sick and he is and was crying out for help. And I just wanted to know that he was being taken care of by his family. My sincerest prayer is that there is real action being taken by his family behind the scenes, and that Kanye can really get the help that he needs, that he can be placed on a holistic regimen that helps him to stay grounded and feel like he's in control of his mind and his body. Because I know that there can be a weightless feeling of a loss of control that goes along with bipolar disorder. And I know that it affects not just the sick family member, but also, like I said, the family. And I pray for his children. And I pray that they can all find peace and do that out of the public eye, because, it's 2020. Okay. The last thing we need right now is distractions from the task at hand. The task being electing an able-bodied, able-minded individuals who lead our country in a direction that is cohesive and healthy for all. And you know what? Maybe at another time, at a different time, at a time, several terms from now, that could be Kanye West. But it's not right now. Right now, what Kanye needs is love and support and propping up from his family. And it appears that he is getting that. And I was incorrect in my assessment. And what he needs is support from a...
So that was Candiace's statement. There was more to it, but I wanted to move on to something because I wanted to know if you guys had seen this on the good Instagram. So, and I bring this up for a specific reason. So Dame Dash went to go visit Kanye West in Wyoming. Okay. And so he posted in the caption, he says, "We're good." Now, let me go and take this a step further with you guys with Dame Dash, because I'm going to make a point. So just follow along with me. And I want to know what you guys think about this entire point. So when commenting about Kanye West, Dame Dash says that Kanye West is in a good place. In fact, he's actually happy. He said people think that he's lost his mind just because he cried. Okay. He said, what else did he say? He said people watch the rally and think he's crazy. Okay. But that's just how the average person thinks. Everyone that listens to him who thinks he's crazy is not a billionaire. But for some reason, Elon Musk doesn't think he's crazy. I don't think he's crazy. Billionaires don't think it's crazy because he talks that Billy thought. And most people don't talk that talk. He speaks like the general to the people that are generally soldiers. Okay. And he went on to say that he's in a big room with 40 different companies. Ideas development. It's a laboratory going over there. Okay. he also goes on to say that, you know, the way Kanye apparently allegedly lost his mind and jumped on a jet and then jumped off a jet to come back to his 40,000 acre ranch. He says, yeah, I'd like to lose my mind like that. There's definitely people around him that love him, and he's going to be all right. We are praying. We are working. People think like we are in an insane asylum, but we got an album coming out. So the reason I bring this up is because of a couple of different things. Now, with Dame going out there and basically saying, oh, Kanye West is talking and thinking like a billionaire, I kind of disagree with that assessment, because while I'm not a billionaire, so maybe I'm just not understanding that talk either, okay? I'm just trying to figure out how is spouting off incorrect statements billionaire talk? It doesn't make sense to me. How is, you know, bursting out crying like, you know, a child at your own presidential rally? How is that thinking and acting like a billionaire? And I get it. I do believe that Kanye West is a creative genius. Trust and believe I do. I think he is a creative genius. And I often think that sometimes genius is confused with crazy. But let me make a distinction with that, okay? Even with that being said, I feel like at the end of the day, what Kanye is experiencing is still a mental break. He may be a billionaire who is experiencing it, but he is still experiencing a mental break. We are not calling him crazy. We are saying that the actions that he's taking while he's going through this mental state, the public actions that he is taking, is what's making him look crazy. And I think that there's a difference between calling someone crazy and labeling their actions as making them look crazy. Okay. I just wanted to add in that distinction. So I respectfully have to disagree with Dame Dash on this one. And I do believe that Kanye is probably cooking up some good music or something like that. But I got a question for y'all. Where is the music at? Okay. Where is the music at? So my question is this, and this comment right here basically says it all to me. Kanye been tweeting about the Donda album all week, saying it's dropping Friday. Donda, more like Donde Está. Donde Está, for those of you who don't speak Spanish, is where is it? Where is the album? All of this, these presidential campaigning, the tweeting and all that stuff like that, it really, you should have been working to release this album versus doing all these photo apps and tweeting and all that good stuff. Where is the album? Where is it? Because it sure wasn't on iTunes this morning. It sure wasn't anywhere to be found. And I understand every time Kanye West says he's going to release an album and it's going to come out that day, it always come out sometime the next day because he ain't finished putting the finishing touches on it. Well, those finishing touches would have been put on the album if you hadn't been doing all of these crazy shenanigans. I'm gonna tell y'all something. If I'm saying I'm coming out with something at a certain day and time, and I got a loyal legion of fans out there who are waiting for it, you can best bet I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I'm not doing anything else until that project is finished and it is out. So I don't understand why it is that he gets this billionaire pass for the things that he's been saying and doing. But the other thing that I want to point out is this, okay? Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second, because I ain't done yet. I'm not done yet. So Plies tweeted this out, and I want you guys to take notice of it. He says they only play crazy when they got an album coming out. Okay, so that begs the question. Okay, with hearing what Dame Dash says, like that Kanye is just being Kanye and they having fun, and he got a circle of people around him that love him out in Wyoming. It just so happened to not be his wife and his in-laws, but whatever. And he still ain't finished with the album. But let me ask y'all a question. With the repetitive, like this has happened before with Kanye. Every time he comes out with an album, he really comes out with some type of crazy statements, right? So let's take it a step further, because I ain't done yet. I am not done. Trust and believe. I had to go into the archives on this one, because I had to really go back and I had to say, you know what? This was not the first time that Kanye has announced that he was running for president. So I don't think that this career aspiration has anything to do with his mental health or stability at this moment. And I'm just trying to figure out, am I being punked here with this whole situation? That's really what I'm trying to figure out. So let me go ahead and share the screen with you and share why I'm going down this path. Okay. Now I'm pulling up this on the screen. Let me see if you guys can see it and read it. And we're just going to go down point by point, a little bit of a timeline of Kanye's political aspirations. Okay, now back in September of 2005, he declared George Bush does not care about Black people. Y'all remember that historic moment during a concert for hurricane relief. And then in August of 2015, he takes a selfie with Senator Hillary Clinton during her 2016 presidential campaign fundraiser. Then that same month, he first announces his 2020 presidential run at the 2015 MTV VMAs. So 5 years ago, he sat up there and told us that he would be running for president at the VMAs. Now, I don't know if people took him seriously or not, but apparently he took himself seriously. Then on September 24th, 2015, he gives his Vanity Fair exclusive interview about his 2020 presidential run. We can go back into the archives and look at that interview. Then November 17th, 2016, he tells concert goers that he didn't vote in the 2016 election, but he would have picked Trump during his St. Pablo tour stop. Now, this is after apparently that selfie with Senator Hillary Clinton during the presidential campaign fundraiser. I don't know what happened in betwixt August and November that changed his mind, but we'll just have to continue to watch how the timeline plays out. Then December 13th, 2016, Trump meets with West at the rapper's request at the Trump Tower in New York City. Y'all remember that. So April 25th, 2018, he sporadically sounds off on Trump, Clinton, and former President Barack Obama in a political Twitter thread. Then April 27th, 2018, he drops Ye versus the People track featuring T.I. that defends Trump and backs himself as a potential presidential candidate. May 1st, 2018, he declares slavery sounds like a choice in a controversial clip during the TMZ newsroom outbreak, okay? Then September 30th, 2018, West drops another MAGA hat selfie on Twitter, thus showing his allegiance to President Trump. Then on October 11th, 2018, West and Trump meet again, but this time it was at the White House. Y'all remember that? So April 15th, 2020, he reveals if and who he's voting for in the 2020 election in his GQ cover story. And then on July the 4th, 2020, he officially announces that he's running for president in the 2020 race via Twitter. Now, the reason I wanted to go down this whole timeline was because I wanted to show you guys exactly what is happening here. Now, I'm not saying that the man is not having some type of mental manic episode, okay? I'm not saying that he's not. But what I am saying is that there is a lot of this that has been strategic planning and has been in the works for quite some time. Dame Dash has basically said that the man is in the room with 40 companies working on some major projects. So I don't know what to believe at this point. But what I also know is that a lot of this, I believe, is really, really strategic, and I'm sure there's some mania mix in there with it as well. But I'm just wanting us to look at this with a clearer lens. Thank you guys for the super chat. Now, to me, again, it was important. That's why it took me so long to pull up the live today, because I was just making sure I gathered all the facts and put everything together in a chronological timeline for us so that we can go back in time and look back and say, he told us he was running for president back then. He has been giving us the clues as to how he thinks way back then. And it has been very, very consistent. Okay. It has been very, very consistent. So all I'm going to say with this situation is, let us look at this situation with, again, I'm not saying, nobody's saying that. I'm not saying that bipolar means stupid. We understand what it means, right? And I didn't take any harm by your statement, my sister. I didn't take any harm by that at all. But what I'm saying is, I just feel like there's a part of this that is definitely rooted in his beliefs, and there's a part of this that is rooted in what can be seen as a manic moment. So I just want us to be able to look at those two sort of distinct, look at them in two totally distinct ways and kind of see some things with our third eye. You understand what I'm saying? Now, how you interpret all this is up to you. But I wanted to point out what we have seen in the past from him is consistent to what we're seeing right now. That's it. That's it. So, you know, I don't know what to say or what to do about it. I just kind of feel like we at this point just have to continue to keep him in our prayers and watch the whole situation play out. We all know that Kanye West is a genius. And sometimes I feel like we may not be able to always understand everyone's creative minds and where they're coming from. But what I don't want to do is cancel him. I just want us all to look at the situation through a different lens, if that makes any sense. That's what I'm asking us to do as we proceed. And I just want us to handle this and to try to treat him with as much grace as we possibly can, and take a step back and sort of like analyze it just a little bit differently, if that makes any sense. Now, there was at a point in time, he is Andrew, and when I say genius, I say a musical genius. I think he's a creative genius. I think he has given a lot to the culture. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel. Him spewing incorrect facts, I don't think that has anything to do with him being a creative genius with regards to a certain thing. Let me ask you a question. That's like saying to me, just because a person is a cheater does not mean that they don't do good work. Those two things are completely separate. Okay, you can still be you can be wrong about some things, but then still be great in other areas. That's just human nature. That's humans. That's what we all are. So, that's about it. I do think at the end of the day, I think he needs a little bit of time away from the spotlight. My greatest wish is that he would take some time away to get himself together. But it's so weird. I think that there's something going on here that I don't think that I'm getting, and it doesn't make sense to me. And so I just feel like, is this a scheme? Is this like, is all of this like pomp and circumstance in order to drive us to his products and whatever else he's about to sell us? That's basically what I'm saying. I want us to look at it just through a clearer lens. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Julie. Ooh, I think Ali, I think you hit the nail on the head with this. I do, and let me also get in here. Yep. Let me also get in here and say this too. In terms of his political aspirations, I personally am not a fan of him running at this point in time. I do believe it is a distraction because I feel like we have more pressing matters that we as a community and as a culture need to deal with. And right now is not the time for him to be pulling his shenanigans with regards to that. And that's just my opinion. Yeah. Glenda, I'm telling you, this could definitely be true. Ooh, brown girl. Interesting observation there. Yeah. I agree. He needs it, for me, it's like bipolar disorder is such a serious issue that I really want to talk to Dr. Amani about this. I really, really want to talk to her about it. Yeah, I've heard the same thing, Maria. Stress can make it worse. Thank you, Keys Keaton, for that super chat. I appreciate you guys. Well, for me, the scheme would have been not necessarily scheme, but to sell albums. Thank you, DM, for the super chat. And that's the reason why we've been talking about it all week, Helene, is because it is such a serious issue. And I feel like we're seeing it play out on television, but it's so confusing. Z, this isn't a conspiracy theory at all. I'm just basically pointing out the factual timeline of exactly what happened. Shali, I would like to know that as well. Dr. Amani really shed light with Dineva. So maybe if I can, I'll put that link in the description so that people can watch that video. Let me clarify something, because I feel like some people don't get what I'm saying when I say genius. Just me as a musician, I think that Kanye is a creative genius when it comes to music. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Shakira, for the super chat. I hate that too. This is not a conspiracy theory. I simply said I want us to look at this from a more objective place. Thank you, Dina. That's it. There's no conspiracy theory here. That's a good question. We wouldn't need to know their business so much if they didn't put it out there. We wouldn't even be talking about this if it wasn't out there. Musical genius. Let me clarify, because people are going to take that statement and run with it. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. As a DJ, as a musician, like I'm DJ Richie Sky. Like I am a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I used to DJ. I used to produce, and make music and stuff like that. That's my thing. Music is my love. So for me, that's how I have always looked at Kanye, as a creative genius. That's funny. I see a question about Bad Girls Club and someone named Mimi. I did read about that, but I'm not familiar with I'm not familiar with the show as much as I would like to be, in order to really come talk about it from a passionate place. Thank you, Mimi. Listen, I give an opinion, but it's not meant to be incendiary. It's not meant to be malicious. I think anybody who comes to this platform knows that. I just wanted to really point out that this man has been on a mission and a trajectory for quite some time. So some of what we're seeing is strategic, in terms of he's had a plan and he's stuck to it. Now, also mixed in there, I believe, is there's this episode that he's having that is definitely rooted in mania. And I feel like there's a mixture of both in there. A lot of people feel this way. Virginia, it says, I want to have empathy for Kanye, but given the state of affairs in America, his behavior is unacceptable, bipolar or not. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he really does want to be president. Ali, you understand what I'm saying? I think that there's a lot of things mixed in here. And again, we're speculating. Oh my God, Egypt, you just made An amazing statement. Egypt says this: we are a community and we're having a great discussion as we always do. There is no room for trolling. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you for holding it down. And again, when we get to this point in our conversation, it is us having a family discussion about how the events that are occurring in real time. That's it. Yes, I do. I know my boundaries. Yep. You know, having a disorder like this, it doesn't matter if you are rich or poor. It affects everybody the same way. And that's, I mean, that goes back to us being human. Mama Doll, you just literally hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I agree. Samoina says the stigma for mental health is real. As an ex-therapist, I can say that not many people openly know about these conditions. You cannot judge someone who is mentally unwell. Yeah. Am I still DJing? Nah, I don't have the passion for it. This I don't know. I've heard that there has been some divorce talk behind the scenes, but I'm not necessarily sure. I think we're going to end it with this. You know, I think that's the most important thing that we can take out of this, Bella. And on that note, I'm going to do something I don't normally do, but we're going to do it anyway, because when we come to the table, when we get to this point in the discussion, I want us to leave with something positive, and I want us to leave feeling better than when we came here. So for those of you guys who want, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're going to say a quick prayer before we head out, mostly because I want us all to have an amazing weekend. And I want to lift us all up as we continue to maneuver and sort of make sense of the world around us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button. And before we go, let's just end it on a nice little note of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for allowing us all to be here together safely. Let us continue to be able to open our eyes and see each other and hear each other and listen to each other, care for each other, but also treat each other with respect, with love, with dignity. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for allowing us to live to see another day. I pray that you will just continue to keep us all safe, healthy, and happy. Those of you who know the words of prayer, I pray that you will just continue to spread love today. And I pray that you have an amazing weekend. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this. You know, I just wanted to thank you guys for tuning into the channel. Thank you so much for always showing love. And with that being said, you know what's up, guys? I'm going to see you in the next video.